Well, greetings, humble boys, girls, and of course, gift animals. How are you today? I'm well. Appreciate you asking. Still hitting the four roses. It's not for everybody. It's kind of a acquired taste in a lot of ways, but the small batch is where it's at. The regular one just kind of garbage. But what do I know? I just drink bourbon on a frequent basis. What are we doing today? Well, as I mentioned, I believe in my resurrection video, I have a couple of different places in the godless Yankee land of Ohio, and the Great Buckeye State has something that I've seen plenty of times in an airport, but I've never actually had it. It's never been appealing to me. The prices are always inflated at an airport. I try to eat before I go. You know, if anything, I'm going to get what I call an airport halfie, which is, of course, a beer halfway full for quite a large price. But this place is called Charley's Cheesesteaks. And, you know, I like cheesesteaks, right? And it's kind of one of those things where you really can't mess it up. If you have good beef, and you have good cheese and you have good peppers, then, you know, all's well. Now, this is interesting in that the standard fare, and this is kind of common with a lot of cheesesteaks, is it has mushrooms. So, of course, your humble uncle did not get mushrooms. The production crew was, you know, really kind of lobbying for it, which, frankly, I'm just not going to do. And I am the talent, obviously. But it does come with cheese and also some, it looks like some bell pepper, you know. Yeah. It looks like it's white American. Actually, it doesn't look like it. It's just, I read that. So that's a little bit of a lie. In addition, this actually typically comes with lettuce, tomato, and mayo. And of course, your humble uncle is not going to get mayo, but you know, it's best tried on its own merit, opposed to adding a whole bunch of junk on there, especially the tomato and mayo. So we're just going to give it a whirl. This came to $7.99, $7.99. Pretty interesting price. I'll say this before we get started. For $8, do you think you're hard to... See, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my eyes here because it's like right there. I mean, we have high quality equipment here, don't get me wrong, and hopefully the editing crew can get that out, but we'll see. You know, Ohio's changed. It's not the once great manufacturing state that it was, even though, you know, I'm at the paper mills. So this cost $8 now. Hopefully, and it looks like it's a pretty decent amount of food, but ultimately, if you were to go to a Jersey Mike's or even some local places in Jersey, you'd get this and some fries or chips in Jersey Mike's case, and I don't know. It just seems like I got skimped a little bit on the price, but could explain why there's not many cars there. So let's give it a whirl. As you can see, it came in this little cubicle. No bag, no nothing. And obviously no napkins. I've tried to see if they're peeking somewhere. A little cross-sectional. So it's got a decent amount of meat. I guess I failed to mention that there are onions in here. Maybe I did mention it, but I don't think I did. Which of course is a standard, fare with Philly cheesesteak. So we got steak, we have bell pepper, otherwise known as green pepper in some parts of our great nation. I've come to find out, along with some onion and some white American government cheese. Government cheese is just, can be hit or miss. But as you see, I'm eating this pretty fast. So you're probably like, well, Uncle, you like it. It's okay. So let me explain. The meat portion's fine. It's not too much and it's not too little. In these kind of scenarios, you want too much, but lo and behold, we don't have that here. So what we do have is a pretty good bun, right? So the bun is soft where it needs to be soft, and it's hard where it needs to be hard. And if there's one thing your uncle likes, it's a nice hard bun. And I think it got hard. I was just dangling. I think it got hard because, obviously they toast it or do something with it, but it's still soft on the inside. Sometimes these things are overdone. So it's got a good balance there. Getting into the cheese, it's your standard government cheese fare. If you like that kind of thing, well, you like that kind of thing, but it's average. It's completely average. The meat quality is above average, just slightly, but it's above average. It's got a decent flavor to it, but I will say that it's very salty. So salt hides a lot of things, and in this case I think that the meat quality is okay, but they salt it up so much that you really don't care, especially if you're hungry. So there's that. And then onions and bell peppers, as long as they're pretty fresh, then you're going to be fine there. So it comes down to the bread, the cheese, and the meat. Cheese is average, bread's pretty good, and the meat is slightly above average. All that considered, you'd say, well, what do you rate it? And I would say, God's honest truth, and He knows that I'm honest, is that if it was a 6-something meal, right, then maybe 6-something being the dollar amount. But this is $8, a penny shy of it actually. And that does a mental thing, right? You see $7.99, and your brain, you kind of think, well, at least it's not $8. Well, find a penny. I don't care. Let's call it $8. So $8 for literally just this, and I almost, so I'm gonna do a lot of editing. We're a little rusty. It's got good amount of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not spectacular. So I don't think it warrants that price tag. I can't stand it. I definitely don't think it warrants that price tag. But what I do think it's a pretty decent product. It will fill me up. Just I don't want to pay $8 for something like this. So overall, we're going to have to return to our normal course of reviews with a somewhat disappointing item. But I still would say that if you have one of these franchises of Charley's cheesesteaks, try it out. Hopefully it doesn't cost $80 million. They did give me a receipt, no napkins, service was fine. Girl at the window said that she thought I was somebody's brother. I may or may not be, but it's a mystery to her. So we're going to rate this a completely average 5.183. Yeah, and it's a little above that line only because it's a halfway decent product, but the price is just, you know, we work too hard for our money here. So, anyway, God bless. Hope to see you again. And as always, you take care. Till next time.